XK's Motorsport is a premier restorer of Jaguars and other modern classic sports cars.
XK's Motorsports is our restoration shop, and we specialize in Jaguar, although we restored just about every British car ever built. There's Jaguars everywhere here. You know, we do work on other cars, but you wouldn't know it today. We work on virtually every Jaguar model from about 1948 to the present. From XKs to E-types to sedans in all various stages. Some are in for just a motor overhaul, some for a tune-up, some for full restorations. This is the main assembly area. This is where we do all our mechanical work. It can be anywhere from a tune-up to where we're putting a full restoration together. This one's just getting a lot of mechanical work done and a 5-speed installed. This car here, we're doing a full frame-up restoration. So we've done the body and paint work to it. We rebuilt all the systems in it. It's just about, we're going to finish the wiring, and then it's just about ready for upholstery. Where the market seems to be going is people are building more and more high-performance cars. The customer did the chassis himself, so we're kind of sorting out a few of his mistakes, but it should be a real nice car when it's done. This is a car that just came in. We're getting more and more cars like these. This woman inherited it from her father. The big unknown on any restoration job is the body work. The mechanical work is pretty straightforward on all of them. You know, if they're missing a lot of parts, that's not a big issue. It's really the structural integrity of the body. If they're badly rusted, that can add a lot of cost and a lot of time. This is a 140 chassis. It came to us, it was so badly rusted, we had to rebuild the chassis. We rebuilt all the components, we updated it with a 5-speed, disc brakes, power steering. We've had to build virtually a whole new body for it, and that's just coming back from the spray booth this afternoon, and the car starts going back together. When we first started, and maybe an E-Type was 5 or 10 years old, usually, you know, you just tuned it up, you painted it, maybe put some seats in it, and that would get it down the road. Now these cars are just completely worn out, and I mean, even the myth of a rust-free California car is pretty well gone. Unlike normal modern body shops where they replace panels and everything is available from the dealer, we have to actually build these panels. There's a lot of welding and fabricating and metal straightening going on. This is real sheet metal work. It's not just R&R. This is a 140. We're doing a complete body rebuild. There's not too many craftsmen that can do this sort of thing anymore. We're doing more and more really just building whole new bodies for these cars, and that's really the expensive, difficult, challenging part. I'm lucky that I have the skilled labor to do it. We're probably one of the only shops in the country that can build an entirely new E-Type body just from panels. We have a frame jig, and we just, all we need is a VIN number and we can build you a new car. This is kind of a unique piece of machinery here. This is called an English wheel. There's no power to it, it's all hand done, but this can actually form metal into any shape you want. We do everything from big restorations, but we also, you know, cars will come in for a brake job or an engine overhaul or just an interior. This is our machine shop. If we need to make a part, repair a part, do some precision welding, that's done in here. We have mills and lathes and all the usual machine shop equipment. This car here came to us, I believe, from Arkansas. The gentleman had the engine rebuilt there and it ran so badly he shipped us the car and said just do it over again. So we're rebuilding the engine. We rebuild more Jaguar motors than almost anyone in the country. We've got a waiting list of engine overhauls. This is a V12 E-Type motor. It's just about finished up, but we've got about another 6 or 7 motors right behind it. A third of the cars that come here have been started somewhere else. And either the shop has taken on a bigger job than they understood and they can't finish it, or they go out of business, or the customer realizes after a year or two it's just not getting done right. You know, our motto is if you can't afford to do it right, it's going to cost more to do it right the second time. This is a labor of love. They're excited, it's their toy, and so this is a fun process for them. It always costs more than they expect, but in the end, they're happy.
On this side, I'm now starting to adjust this door because it needs to come further out at the top and further out at the bottom just to improve the door shut so it shuts nicely and it's all even and they don't make any noise when the car's going down the road.
This room here is our upholstery department. Unlike a lot of other restoration shops, we do everything right here. We don't use kits. As you can see, it's just raw leather, and we make the interiors right here. This is a SS100 Jaguar replica that we're building here. We've built several of these. They're very popular. They drive nice. Fraser is over from England, and he helps us out on the final assembly on these cars.
Personally, I think central in the dashboard looks better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. David's our trimmer.
I am making a wood kit for a Type 1 E-Type Jaguar. We used original wood that was in it, and I'm cutting it out right now to install.
On these old cars, you have to rebuild the seats. So David makes new wood, new strapping, new foams, so that when it's covered, not only does it look right, it feels right, and it holds its shape. And that's the difference between a Craftsman and just an average upholsterer. Are you ready to pattern the leather after this?
Yes, I am, and it's right there.
The seats are going to be black then, okay.
Yes.
Great. Generally, upholstery is the last stop. We'll get the car completely assembled, we'll road test it, make sure all the systems are working, and then we put the interior in, because we don't want mechanics working over, beautiful fresh leather.
XK Service and Restoration, this is Jen.
This is the office for the XK's Motorsport, the restoration division. This is where the brains of the operation are. One of the things that we really do is communicate well with the customer. We go over the car in depth before we start on the job. As we work on it every month, they get a computerized printout showing every part we've used, all the labor. They get digital pictures every month so they see what we're doing, and of course when we're done, they get a whole digital album with the whole restoration so they know exactly what is entailed in restoring their car.
Sure, when do you want to set that up?
You'll hear all about your car from them, and really I couldn't run the operation without them. Not everything is a 2-year project, and not everything is hugely expensive. And it's all interesting. I mean, I'm a car guy, so it's the process of taking something that's dilapidated and falling apart and making it like new.
That's what we do. We stop,